I think, frankly, they hope you die. Because if you do, they can just say, we don't know what happened to him.
They took her off the ship in Mexico and left her alone in a morgue in Mexico.
Anger and frustration with cruise ship medical care.
They don't take responsibility for anything.
Kendall Carver is the chairman of ICV, the International Cruise Victims Association. He says he's heard from hundreds of families complaining about lousy medical care on cruise ships.
The cruise lines will not be responsible for their health. The doctors on the cruise ships don't work for the cruise lines. They're independent contractors, and if they have a health issue, they're taking their life in their hands.
He founded ICV after his daughter Marion went missing on a cruise.
Once I realized that they'd covered up Marion's disappearance, I personally couldn't walk away from it.
He's leading the charge in Washington to make cruise lines more accountable, along with ICV President Jamie Barnett, who's still looking for answers about the death of her daughter, Ashley.
When a perfectly healthy 24-year-old young person dies, you want to know why. And what the ship did made that virtually impossible for us.
Her daughter took this cruise with her boyfriend. She died of an accidental overdose after ingesting what she thought was Dayquil.
There was some methadone smuggled onto the ship in a bottle of Dayquil.
Barnett says Ashley's boyfriend, who admitted smuggling in the methadone, called for medical care. But Barnett says it was too little too late, the ship nurse not arriving for about 10 minutes.
All she responded with was a little tank of oxygen at a leisurely pace. There was no crash cart, no defibrillator. None of those things were done. None of them.
Her body was left in a Mexican morgue where it was embalmed, no follow-up autopsy possible.
The cruise line is not even vicariously liable for the medical care that you receive on a cruise ship.
It's so bad that I can't imagine why anybody would think that they could run a business like this and get away with it. But they do.
Barry Allen visited a ship doctor for a cold. Then, after a bad reaction to the cold medication, he and his wife were forcibly removed from the ship, sent ashore in Italy in the middle of their cruise.
They will just get people off the boat in anywhere they can.
As I look back, had a real good life.
Don Bryce in a family video. He came down with the norovirus on a cruise and was quarantined to his room. His family says his vital signs kept getting worse, and despite their pleas for medical care, he died in his cabin.
And there is a point in time when your time is up. It may happen while you're on a ship.
Dr. Richard Stennis is an emergency room physician who spent the past decade working on cruise ships. He says he's confident in the medical care offered by cruise lines.
The doctor and the cruise line is looking out for what's best for the other patients on the ship and the crew, as well as the patient themselves.
And a spokesman for the cruise industry says cruise lines meet or exceed federal codes, and all ocean-going cruise ship medical facilities follow guidelines on emergency care set by the American College of Emergency Physicians. Despite their ocean nightmare, the Allens still cruise, but Barry says he'll get off at a port if he needs a doctor's care.
Whatever you do, don't go down and see the doctors in the medical clinic for any medical care, because you're not going to get anything, and you're probably going to end up worse.
Jamie Barnett says she's going to continue to get the word out for the sake of her daughter.
She gave her own life meaning, and now it's up to me to give her death meaning.